Hey guys, Punkster here. There's been some Cyrax Tech that's been posted upon TYM. I do believe it was by God confirmed, and it was expanding on some tech that was found uh, not too long ago. I can't remember who it was, but somebody found out that you can essentially do the hard to blockable mid-screen, and then you can do a neutral jump punch, and then from that you can do the forward 1-3-1. The main issue, as you could just see there, is the execution required was very high. The link, because of the way they juggled, you had to hit the neutral jump punch at the very perfect timing, and then also link the forward 1-3-1. It was a very tight link, and a lot of people just said, yeah, it's fantastic tech, it's brilliant, but it's not practical. So the thing that was found today on the forums was an expansion of that, is that you can actually do it in the corner, as I'm about to show you in this little clip here. Now this starts off with the very normal Cyrax doing either an overhead or a low into EX saw, and then you can convert that into this combo for 29%. And then what Cyrax players want to do from this situation is to cash out on damage, go for the hard to blockable, remove the scaling, and put them back into a new combo. Now normally this would do about, I don't know, maybe 25%, but you couldn't do another net, so it'd just be like a bomb next to them on the floor. But what this means now is we might actually be able to do the hard blockable setup into the bomb setup back into bombs. And here's what it looks like now. So we've got the hard blockable. Just found this out today, so the combo is actually quite sort of basic. I've not done the double bomb things. God confirmed showed you how to do double bombs. I think there's numerous posts on there showing other things. I'm sure over the next few days there will be more better combos for that, but I just wanted you to show the basic thing. The damage there was 33% as well, so 29% plus 33%. It's a lot of damage. It's about 62%. So what I wanted to add to the discussion and add to the tech was I was experimenting with the overhead low hard blockable into this, and it's doable, although it's not easy. And I was also looking at how Cyrax, the gameplay, I mean, the strength of Cyrax is that he gets you in a net into that kind of situation. You know, you're a sitting duck, but a very high level player was able to know what the hard blockable is and go high-low, go overhead-low, and it was really on the execution of the Cyrax player getting the frame perfect overhead-low, hitting on the same frames to make sure that the player launched. And not only that, to get the damage, you'd have to make it unsafe by linking the back into a bomb, and this is if they block the hard blockable, this is full combo punishable. So when the tech was released that you could do this into the fire bomb, then link with the forward one, it was really exciting, like really exciting. But then it was like, oh, but it's super difficult. I was experimenting a lot with the neutral of Cyrax, because Cyrax, to be honest with you, his neutral's terrible. I mean, Sector and he's down 3, he's got a little piston on the end of it, which really annoyed me actually. It's like an extra little bit of range on it, whereas Cyrax doesn't. I don't know if Sector's frames are different, but you know, he just doesn't feel like he's got a low. So I've actually been using his sweep a lot in the neutral. So I'll do like this into sweep, you know. The sweep's 14 frames, but it's just been really good. And obviously you can go the overhead as well. And with the lack of armored launchers, you're not, you know, if they want to armor the gap, it's not, you know, it's not the end of the world. So I've been experimenting with the sweep quite a lot, and then I was just accidentally doing it, and I accidentally swept, and I noticed that it linked and launched them, and I was like, that's weird. What does that mean? Well, essentially you can sweep them early or you can sweep them late, but as long as they don't hit the floor before the bomb goes off, it launches them. Now the actual sweep adds gravity. It's just the way, because they leave the floor. And for some strange reason, look at that. I can now, again, this isn't optimized. You know, you can just see that. I mean, I'm playing this live now. I've just linked that, and it isn't. I couldn't do the overhead one, although I can do it if I really try. I just linked that off the sweep, and I don't know if you noticed the damage as well. Oh, look at that! I'm gonna do it again. There's more frame. I mean, I'm an A-list player, and I like high execution. I'm not the most skilled player, you know, but I do like it. I enjoy that. So I'm not going to say this is easy, but for somebody who likes playing Cyrax, wants to take him to his limits, this is really cool tech. Really cool tech. And it works mid-screen, and it works in the corner. Cyrax is kind of like a Grandmaster now. I mean, if you think about, you know, they're in the net here, and this is the situation they're in. Now, with Grandmaster, you can imagine you're in the corner, and you're like, oh, they can do the overhead at any point. And the overhead's, what, 18, 19 frames. The standing 1, 2, like low into shatter that they do is, it must be over 10, over like 15 frames to react. The low must come out very late, and that's hard to react to, nigh impossible. And then they can even do like run up throw, which is what you can do like with Cyrax as well. Or they can do run up back 3, which was really strong, you know, because that catches you as well. And then they've got this thing where they did run up forward 3-3, where they do the kicks, and that actually launched you into the claw. And it was all these tech options that these Grandmaster players discovered that made him such a threat in the corner, because when they run up for the throw, they think, hi, he's throwing me, duck, no, he's hit with a 4-3-3, I'm launched. And it's things like that, it's these extra layers that you add that will stumble the top players, because if I'm going to be honest with you, if you watch like Mustard play Cyrax and he plays against a good player, you'll see his hard to block will get blocked. I know he does this kick one over the head, which I've not really experimented with, and I'm sure that's a lot better, and I've seen that one more consistent. But if we're just talking from the general point of the hard blockable, it's very basic for the opponent to defend. Whether they defend it or not is not the point. That's based on the execution of the Cyrax player. But the actual sort of low bomb into the overhead is just so basic. But well, I'm just gonna block high and then I'm gonna block low. As soon as the overhead hits, I'm gonna fuzzy low. And there's just no panic for the opponent there. It's a very cool control situation. They know what's coming. They know what they have to do. It's like the Takeda one. You know it's low, high, low, but you try it in a real match, and it's very rare that you block it. I have blocked it a few times, but you know, that's another topic entirely. So when you now have the option of Cyrax, of when you've launched the opponent, you've put them into a net, and they now have to think to themselves, well, hang on a minute, he doesn't just have the option of doing the overhead, he can sweep me and launch me, and it'll do 37% damage. And to be honest with you, I've missed it there, you could probably do that same setup I've done there into double bombs. I've not optimized it. I'm sure somebody will. I've just been playing around with it. I like the neutral. I mean, I said I've not optimized it. I'm doing at the end of that which is actually into hard to blockable, and I actually much prefer it to the double bomb setup at the moment, because if they're going to armor through, they're going to armor through anyway, unless you spend a bar. So again, yeah, late neutral jump kick into this actually works. It stops tech rolls. And the only way out of it is for them to, I think they can backdash, but you know, you've always got the option, if they're always backdashing and tech rolling and stuff, you can actually do this. And I'll do a proper tutorial for Cyrax anyway. You can do that, late bomb. Actually, I think you can just dash forward. If you do that, even if they tech roll backdash there or whatever, that'll catch them and launch them. So there's the sort of text there. So I'm just going to show you now the power of this in the corner, and this is the Sub-Zero mind game here. Picture your opponents in a net, or maybe you've done 1-1-4, which actually I'll show you that now. Let me show you that now, just to give you an idea, because it's not always going to be, you know, the epic situation, but a lot of the times you'll find yourself in this situation. Now that's a safe setup from Wake Up, and if your opponent's got no meter, you've now got the option to mix them up. And the way you can mix them up is either with the... What am I doing? Either with the overhead or the low. Oh, I should have done... I didn't do the dash. So you do a dash, and then you can either do overhead or low, and then into that. And it's actually more forgiving now on the frames. Now, I didn't do... I'll show you it now, actually. I've got a recording because it's foolproof. Here you go. Into that. Into the uppercut. 1-1-1. And then just the 2-1-2 because it's a swaggy little combo. It actually has more advantage in that situation. Not too much more, but more. And then you've actually got time there to lay another bomb and block or whatever. So the tech's extremely exciting, and it now allows a player who's playing Cyrax, when they have the bomb down, you know, they can now do the throw into the EX if they've got the meter. They can now, after, you know, it's literally, when they dash up, is he going to go overhead, and it's overhead low, you know, it's not just a simple overhead, good overhead, or is he going to sweep? You know, so now the fuzzy for the opponent's not just going to be a simple overhead low. They've got to now go, right, is it going to be low overhead low, or are they just going to do the overhead low? And, you know, obviously the hard bit for the opponent is you can just do quite a late sweep. If I get the timing right. There you go. And it's just a little bit of an extra layer there for the opponent to have to think about the situation and going forward. I'm going to try and optimize the combos. I'm going to make a tutorial for Cyrax, a beginner one. I'm going to do all the bomb conversions, because when you're starting off with this character, there's information out there, especially on Test Your Might, but it's not easy to find. You do have to look for it. If if you want to look, there's plenty of like videos on a lot of the top Cyrax players' YouTubes and things like that, but you have to dig and find it out. And I just wanted it in one or maybe two guides where it's just like, right, here's all your conversions, full screen conversions. If you know, because sometimes they're in a net, but they're the height of the net, and you can't just do forward for free. You know, after a fire bomb, you know, you have to just do an uppercut. But seeing it and showing someone tell you the inputs is a lot easier than seeing it written down. You know, oh, this fire bomb, this mid bomb, and all that lot. So I'll get those videos out. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Throw us a like if you liked it, subscribe, and I'll try and bring you more Cyrax videos in the future. Thank you.